states that are the problem of Nigeria, the North. It's not the ordinary people of the North. The ordinary people are the ones suffering about this.
Okay.
Hello and what's up, guys? In this video, something huge has come to light, something the Nigerian government clearly didn't want the public to see. For years, whispers of people funding terror in Nigeria circulated, but now the United States has officially named the top sponsors, and this time the story can't be ignored. These are not ordinary people. According to reports from the Voice of the Diaspora, the list includes highly influential figures, people who have moved in corridors of power, who have held positions of authority, and who, for years, appear to have operated with total impunity. Years ago, similar lists surfaced from other countries, yet nothing happened. No arrest, no prosecution, no justice, and now the US has recalibrated this list, shining an international spotlight on what many Nigerians have suspected all along. Here is the shocking part. In other countries, people accused of financing terror receive life sentences, but in Nigeria, some of these individuals have continued to move freely, negotiating with extremists, influencing events, and remaining untouchable. Ordinary citizens live in fear, yet those allegedly funding the violence continue as if nothing has happened. And even when the government finally acts, the details are kept secret, names are not released, sentences hidden. Who are they protecting? So the big question is why? Are these people untouchable? Are they more powerful than the state itself? Reports suggest that billions were once paid as ransom to this network, supposedly to buy peace, but peace never came. Instead, terror escalated, leaving countless communities devastated, and the ordinary Nigerian continues to pay the price. The situation raises an even more chilling thought. If those responsible can operate with impunity, what does that say about justice in this country? The US exposure put the Nigerian government on the spot. Will it finally confront this shadow network, or will the secrecy continue? Every Nigerian deserves to know the truth. Every citizen deserves answers. The tension is real and the world is watching. The question now is whether Nigeria will act decisively or whether history will repeat itself with those in power continuing to shield terror from justice. Guys, I will let you watch this video for yourself so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Take a look, guys, and remember to share your thoughts after watching.
Hello, thank you for tuning in to the Diaspora panel. We are the Voice of the Diaspora. I have with me in the house Mr. Ola Lawal, who's in Canada. Mr. Lawal, you are welcome to today's meeting.
Thank you for having me.
I have Mr. Ademola Adisa in the UK. Mr. Adisa, you are welcome.
Oh, hello. It's nice being here. Thank you for having me.
And I have Mr. Olaitna Adedigba, who is in America. Mr. Adedigba, you are welcome.
Thanks for having me too.
My name is Dejolaya. I'm the host, and I am in Ireland. I want to say thank you to all our viewers. Thank you for sticking with us. And please, if you have not yet subscribed, please click that button so that anytime we do a new video, you're one of the first people to know about it. Please like the video and share it with other people. And please, we want to see your comments. We promise to continue to respond as soon as we can. So today, we want to discuss the sponsors of terror in Nigeria. We have seen this list time after time. And for the opt-in time, we have been shown the list of terror sponsors in Nigeria. A few years ago, we saw a list that emanated from the United Arab Emirates. And the government of that time did nothing about it. This list has now been calibrated and circulated by the United States. And this time around, based on the current scuffle between the US and Nigerian government about the treason of Christian genocide in Nigeria, it looks like the government of Nigeria is ready to do the needful. And this is what we're going to discuss. Let me show you the names that are being recalibrated on the internet. I'm going to share my screen so that you can see these names. So I don't know whether you can see can you see my screen, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you look, you see names. These are the names that have been bandied about. You have Abdurrahman Musa Ado. These are the financiers of terror. Although Some of them have denied it. Some of them have said no, they are not. They have. So, but these are the names that we have on the internet. So, and we also have Bashir Ali Yusuf. We have Ibrahim Ali Al Hassan. We have Saliu Yusuf Adamu. We have Surajo Abubakar Mohammed. And some of these politicians and that have been named are Ali Modu Sharif, who used to be a governor in Borno State, a one-time governor. There's also Bello Matawale, who was a former governor, I think, of Zamfara State, and I think is now a minister. I'm not very sure. There's also Issa Ali Pantami, who was Buhari's former minister for, I think, communication. I'm not very sure. So, and you can see these are the named people who are named, to be sponsors of terror in Nigeria, and we are going to be discussing these people. So, first of all, let me start with you. Shupo. This list that we've seen time after time after time. Why are these people not being brought to justice? Why is there no conviction? Why have they not been convicted? Are they so powerful? Are they so untouchable? Or what do you think the problem is? Because Buhari government did nothing. We have Tinubu government the last 2 years. It doesn't look like anything is happening, and doesn't look like anything is going to happen soon. So are they bigger than the state? These people, Shuko?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think to date we can all agree that apart from the couple of people that have been taken through some tribunals, largely no supposed supporter of financier of terrorism has actually been arrested or prosecuted really in Nigeria, and that plays largely to the sentiment that the government is being too soft. I mean, terrorism is not something that you can negotiate, with. You either deal with it very ruthlessly, or they would have the upper hand. Unfortunately, someone, for example, like Sheikh Ahmed Gumi, who was actually deported the last time, he tried to go to perform Hajj in Saudi Arabia. You would think that Nigerian security operatives will investigate the reasons why he was deported, and if it's for any reason related to terrorism, which I from his previous rhetoric wouldn't be a surprise, why he's not been arrested. And we have these people just walking freely, some even parading the corridors of power with absolute impunity. So I can understand why Nigerians are so frustrated, and it seems that nobody has been, at least nobody, from even some of the rumors that have been circulating, has been prosecuted. And I would say finally, it also seems to me that if the UAE can go as far as jailing someone, I think some of the people that they jailed were jailed for life, actually. And the only thing that Nigeria has done so far is to, supposedly rehabilitate, terrorists and even put them back into the army. I think the government needs to act very, very differently. They need to prosecute these people. They need to investigate, obviously, and prosecute them if there's any evidence to show that they're actually either supporting terrorists or financing them, and it needs to be done very quickly.
Thank you very much. Laita, look at somebody like Sheikh Gumi. This is a man who openly speaks nicely about terrorists. He goes into that jungle, he mixes with them, he negotiates with them, he talks to them, and nothing has happened. It's openly, giving them support. And there are others like him like that. So I don't understand. Is it that the government is afraid of these people? Or is it that there's something they know that we don't?
Yeah, thank you for that question, Dave. The problem is the owners of Nigeria. They are behind the problem we are facing in the country. That is what makes the bandits, the intermediary between bandits and the government untouchable. right? People like this Gumi, remember they are the bandits. And at a certain point in Nigeria, you remember that the federal government were founding them, right? They are founding them in the sense that they will be demanding for more ransom, and the federal government will be meeting them at the town hall meeting. I remember General Gambazo giving them billions of, they will be demanding for billions of dollars to stop the abduction and the killing going down in the northeast. But they were giving them billions of naira, right? So as a result, they believe that well, whatever we do, we have it. At a certain point in time, one of the generals in Nigeria saying that if you kill one bandit, you are killing the northern, right? So that is what makes them untouchable. They sentenced Saliu Yusuf Adamu. No, between 2015 and 2016, they repatriated $782,000 from Dubai to Boko Haram, right? And they jailed those people who were caught. They were jailed by the United Arab Emirates. They gave Suraju Abubakar Hassan, they gave him life imprisonment. They gave Saliu Yusuf Adamu, they gave him life imprisonment, right? The least jail time they gave them was 25 years. Among all these six people they mentioned. But all those people caught in Nigeria, they sent their names to the federal government, right? They didn't do anything to them. So one of the directors, former assistant director of the central bank, who was trying to mention their name, he was killed. So those people, they are the owners of Nigeria. You have governors, you have ministers, you have senators, everybody among them, they are all involved. So if you catch any of them, they want to mention him. So as a result, they don't want them to mention him. That is why they were so powerful, right? Yeah. They were made ministers. Okay, so that is what made them to be untouchable.
Thank you, Laton. Demola, look at somebody like Alimodu Sharif. This man has been said severally that he created Boko Haram while he was governor. It's a kind of team, killer squad around himself, And this Boko Haram, and this now kind of killer squad now metamorphosed into Boko Haram, and now it's now become this Frankenstein that nobody could now control. And this man is still working free. He's still working free. So, do you think there are untouchables in Nigeria? And what does the government needs to do?
Thank you, Deji. There are untouchables in Nigeria, we know that. And there's no doubt about that. We are used to it because apart from issue of terrorism, all the fraudsters that all the people that are laundering money that are convicted abroad, it's easy for all these people, all Nigerian politicians, to be convicted abroad than to be convicted in Nigeria. Even when they are convicted abroad and they get back home, we celebrate them. We didn't come them to account, and we do nothing about it. All are because of tribal sentiment. Late President Muhammadu Buhari was a culprit in this. He endured and tolerated the Fulanis to a great extent to do whatever they like. And they were getting away with murder, with laxity at every angle. This, even though he inherited the problem of terrorism or all this banditry, but it escalated to a level that it seems we don't have any government. All this ransom taking are escalated and very much pronounced during his reign, during his regime. All the Fulanis, they do anything, we all we cry out, he will do nothing about it. He make them a sacred cow that nothing can happen. And that is why I don't blame that community for saying that it's a state-sponsored genocide and terrorism. Because if this type of thing is going because of your ethnic background or ethnic group, you fail to do nothing about it, then you are complicit. You are actually guilty of all those acts. These people who are convicted in Saudi Arabia, you know them and they are seen in your community, you do nothing about it. Of recent, and this is where I'm surprised, even though with the present government as well, for Gumi to be deported from Saudi Arabia because of terrorist threat, because that is the reason why they're giving that, because he's somebody of terrorist character that they don't want to see in their country. And the federal government doesn't do anything, they don't query it, they don't question him. And this is a man that is saying he's liaising with terrorists, negotiating with them, and asking the government not to use leather force and negotiate them with ransom, giving them ransom, and then they recouping themselves and continue to create a mayhem all over Nigeria. With this development, I expect the president and the federal government of Nigeria to stop all this sacred cow. Nobody in Nigeria should be carrying arms. They carry arms blatantly without any recourse, and which is never done in the South. It's not tolerated in the South. All these people, even when they don't have even one single cartoon, they go about with AK-47.
Okay. Let me pause you there, Demola. So because of time, so I'm going to come back to you, but Shupo. I'm just, wondering. Several times I've sat down, I have, thought about this thoroughly. I've added it together, I've divided it, I've multiplied it, I've subtracted it. And I can't just fathom what could be the agenda of these individuals. Why will anybody want to destabilize your own country? Chuko, what do you think is their motive?
Right, thank you very much. So, if you look at banditry in Nigeria and terrorism, it seems to be fueled mostly by people from a particular ethnic background. And the reason why it seems that nothing is being done, even if we look back at the last administration before the current one, there seems to be more tribal loyalty than national loyalty. So in other words, the rest of other tribes or other parts of the country can be burning, as long as supposedly they think that they're fine. And that is something that is going to be very problematic if Nigeria is going to remain a country, because for that country to be able to achieve its goals and to be able to have good governance, we need to be able to do things above religious or ethnic sentiments. So if somebody of your tribe goes against the law, they should be able to get prosecuted in accordance with the law and get the right punishment. Those are things that should live beyond religious or ethnic feelings. But the reality in Nigeria today is that you will see that there's the type of justice you get sometimes depends on which religious body you belong to, or which ethnic background you're from. I mean, this same Sheikh Gumi that we're talking about at some time was quoted as saying he didn't like the idea of non-Muslim soldiers being sent supposedly to kill Muslim bandits. So everything is just has come down to ethnic or religious bigotry, and that quite honestly needs to stop. If I kind of go back again, in Nigeria to date, the only convictions for terrorist-related activities happened in July 2024, July 27, 2024. There was July 12, 2025, in which there was a counterterrorism center that announced 44 individuals of terrorism financing. Sentences were given ranging from about 10 to 30 years, but no names were released. We don't know who those people are, and that actually means throughout the Buhari administration there were no convictions. So the federal government needs to really step up and do the needful, prosecute these people, take them all out, and prove to Nigerians that they actually are doing things in accordance with the law and will not tolerate any form of terrorism or terrorist supporting activities.
Thank you very much. Lighton, we've several times we've had this rhetoric that we're going to dip the Quran in the Atlantic. And during the period where Buhari was there for 8 years, we constantly have this Fulani, Fulani terrorists trying to infiltrate into the south. I remember at the point, somebody like Sunday Igboho had to go to Iganga to go and checkmate them from there. So is this what is fueling this terrorism? Are they trying, is this a kind of jihad? Are they trying to conquer the south?
Thank you for the question. The basic aim of the Boko Haram is the Islamization of Nigeria. And it started in the northeast by one Yusuf. And the Yusuf, when he wanted to be mentioning their names, when he was caught by the soldiers, he wanted to be mentioning names. This man was the governor, the vice president. I mean, the vice president was the governor. So when he wanted to be mentioning names, after catching him, they killed him in the So followed by Sekau. Sekau now took it from there, right? Their intention, and they launched Sharia in all the northern states. In many of the northern states, when they launch it, everybody will pass themselves in a vehicle. They will go from one state to another, launching it. It's as if they are celebrating Christmas there. So Obasanjo was there. He was just looking. These are the terrible situation, and he needed terrible attention. But nobody said anything. When Jonathan came, Obasanjo was trying to conceal it, was trying his best. But what fueled the killing and the stuff in the northern part of the country was the level of their education. 77.7% of the northeast, right? They are stark illiterate. And the feudal system in the north, where their leader, who dictates their throne for them, well, ask them to go and do something. They don't ask, they don't think, they don't look back. They just go there to go and they listen to the choices of their leader. So when they asked them, that was the reason why they were ready to in the hands of their leaders. Whatever they say is the final, their leader. And their leaders, they wanted to disrupt the country. They wanted Sharia in the whole country, in the whole Nigeria. They want from Sokoto to Ibadan to from Maiduguri to Lagos. Everywhere they want Sharia. They wanted Sharia. So that was what fueled the problem. And as a result, do you believe that they devastated the whole northeast because of that? They started Boko Haram, and the Boko Haram, they don't want anybody to be speaking English. They don't want Western education.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So as a result, all the farmers in the farm, they were killing them. All the people in the churches, they were killing them. All the people in the mosque, they were killing them. So as a result, there was death of food stock from the normal. They agree there. They will always bring the food from that area. So it was they burned their finger, so to say.
Thank you. Because of time, let's move very quickly. So, Demola, there's something that is not hard enough for me. So, you have this terrorist, a ragtag team of individuals coming together against a well-trained, a well-armed Nigerian army with sophisticated training. So why is it taking 20 years to defeat herdsmen in the forest? Why is it taking 15 years to defeat Boko Haram? Why are they able to get more members, conquer territories? Do you think there's a third column in the army Do you think maybe some members of the armed forces are joining these people? Are they selling the arms to them? Are they giving them logistics? Are they giving them information? What do you think is going on?
I think we are missing a very important factor in the issue of terrorism in other parts of Nigeria. If you remember, when this thing started, the founder, the initiator of this terrorism, they were not called Boko Haram then. They is established by a preacher. The preacher sincerely was not fighting, and it's not even going to arm agitation. It was a theological agitation about bad practices of Islam in the north. It was against the leadership, the elite in the north, in the way they are not taking care of the people. And the people were getting poorer and poorer, while the elites are getting richer, and which is against the tenets of Islam. That was his principle. That was his preaching. He wasn't looking for any conversion of anybody, but the true practice of Islam, which the people have already moved away from. And this was misinterpreted by the head of state then, our president then, Olusegun Obasanjo. Instead of addressing the issue, they were protecting the elites. The elites are the problem of the north. They are the one dictating who is in the army. They are determining who is the officer in the army. They are the one that are controlling the armed forces. They are the problem. It's the northern elites that are creating, but it's not the poor people. The poor people are just suffering because of the greediness and selfishness of the northern elites. It was even because, if not until when the man was killed, and a lot of his followers, more than 700 of his followers was killed, that they resorted to the use of arms in retaliation. And what did they not do? Did not early form a time into Arewa Consultative Forum, not to protect the people again, but to protect the interests of the elites. And when these things even affected the farmers, they created the Mayachiala to protect the Fulani people that are going about with AK-47 and under the guise of herdsmen. They were protecting them as well. So it's northern elites that are the problem of Nigeria, the north. It's not the ordinary people of the north. The ordinary people are the ones suffering about this.
Okay.
If the sheikhs, all the malams, all these and the politicians and the ex-military generals and head of the state in the north, if they want this thing to stop today, it will stop, because they are the cause.